Live edition of Watters World. I'm Jessie Watters. In just a few moments, we're going to be heading to Reed Arena at Texas A&M University, where the Deep from the Heart Hurricane Relief Concert is getting started. A historic moment expected shortly, as all 5 living former presidents take the stage together at the same time. So, as you know, they are raising money for the hurricanes, for Harvey, Irma, and Maria. The money goes to a variety of groups, including Houston Harvey Relief Fund, Rebuild Texas Fund, and Florida Disaster Fund. Now, the casualties have been really terrible. Harvey, over 70 deaths. Irma, over 80 deaths. And Maria, almost 80 deaths. And the expected damage is out of control. Harvey, they're estimating around $108 billion. And for Irma in Florida, probably between about $50 billion and $100 billion. And Maria, around $85 billion. So these donations really have to pour in. Now, the last time all 5 presidents got together at one time was in 2013 for the opening of the George W. Bush Presidential Library in Dallas. And if you want to go to donate any money, the website is oneamericaappeal.org. Now let's listen in.
76 centimeters of rain has fallen since Friday.
But everybody's lost so much, and it still keeps continuing to rain.
It is a colossal rescue effort. Thousands stranded, taken by boat and helicopter.
Power has been restored to just 16% of the island's customers.
FEMA reported today that Hurricane Irma destroyed a quarter of the houses.
Rising waters, still nearly impossible to escape.
Helping each other when we're down. That's what this country's about, and we will come back strong. We're very tough people. Once it's over, we'll rebuild.
To the boat, and we're gonna go save some more lives, help some more people.
I don't even know what to say. They're not my kids, but I tell you what, I love them like they're my own.
Trying to help these people. You know, I'm tired, but it's worth it.
So it's up to communities to help each other. Neighbor, rescuing neighbor.
Hurricane Harvey brought terrible destruction, but it also brought out the best in humanity.
As former presidents, we want to help our fellow Americans begin to recover.
Our friends in Texas, including Presidents Bush 41 and 43, are doing just that.
People are hurting down here, but as one Texan put it, we've got more love in Texas than water.
We love you, Texas.
Donate to oneamericaappeal.org. We are all in this together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats as our national anthem is performed by the Texas A&M University Singing Cadets under the direction of David Kipp.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose proud stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet
All right, we're going to show you more of that concert a little bit later when President Trump delivers a video message to hurricane survivors. But in the meantime, Democratic Congresswoman Frederica Wilson sparked a feud with President Trump this week after she listened in on a private condolence call the president was making to the wife of Sergeant David Johnson, who was killed in the Niger attack. Wilson slammed the president for his supposedly insensitive remarks, something White House Chief of Staff John Kelly, also a Gold Star parent, took personally.
I was stunned when I came to work yesterday morning and brokenhearted at what I saw a member of Congress doing. A member of Congress who listened in on a phone call from the President of the United States to a young wife, and in his way tried to express that opinion. He's a brave man, a fallen hero. We were stunned that she'd done it. Even for someone that is that empty a barrel, we were stunned.
Wilson then attacked Kelly, claiming his empty barrel comments were racist.
I think that's a racist term, too. I'm thinking about that when we looked it up in the dictionary, because I had never heard of an empty barrel. And I don't like to be dragged into something like that.
She even took her attacks further, telling the New York Times the White House itself is full of white supremacists. President Trump responded on Saturday, tweeting, "I hope the fake news media keeps talking about wacky Congresswoman Wilson and that she, as a representative, is killing the Democrat Party." Joining me now, former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski and Senior Director of Research at Bustle.com, Jessica Tarlov. So, Corey, I'm going to start with you. I mean, this woman, to go after a Gold Star parent the way she went after Kelly, calling him a liar, calling him a racist. I mean, President's right. She is really hurting the Democratic Party when she does that.
Jesse, the Democratic Party has been in shambles now for the last 6 or 8 years. They're a rudderless ship, and what you have with this particular member of Congress is a person that nobody knew, who's trying to politicize the tragedy of an American hero. And what General John Kelly stood up and said was that there are some things that should be sacred, and the death of a hero should be something that is sacred and should not be politicized. And what she has done is made a sham of something which is so sacred to the American people. A man and many men and women have given their lives, and the president made a phone call to express his gratitude and support to the widow of that great hero, and she decided to politicize this for her own political gain. Frankly, it's very disgusting to me.
So, Jessica, I said the other day when I was on the 5, President Trump really should not have said, you know, I'm the one that makes calls when every other president doesn't make the calls. That being said, what this congresswoman did by politicizing this condolence call really hurts and damages Sergeant Johnson's memory.
I think that everybody involved actually has damaged Sergeant Johnson's memory. The fact that the President of the United States of America tweeted today about the wacky congresswoman twice and didn't talk about the fact that today was actually the funeral of Sergeant Johnson.
Yes, and we're looking at the funeral right now, and because of the congresswoman's comments, this funeral and his memory will always be linked to this political circus.
I mean, you even admitted right off the bat, and I appreciate you did it on the 5 in the first place, that he should have never brought up what President Obama did in the first place. Frederica Wilson had not said anything until President Trump did that. John Kelly did not refute actually what happened on the call, which apparently was disturbing to the wife who was grieving. And John Kelly also accused her.
He said she mischaracterized the condolence
No, but people are, especially when you're grieving,
John
fair
Kelly
to take.
A racist.
Oh, no, I completely.
John Kelly a
Corey,
racist
give me a second here. I absolutely do not think that John Kelly is a racist. I think that those words were wrong. But what John Kelly did by coming out there and also saying that the politicization of Gold Star families began at the convention, singular, over the summer, the Democratic convention, where he's referring to Khizr Khan, when at the RNC there were a number of Gold Star families that came out there and spoke, specifically Benghazi parents. It shows that there's a bias here and that President Trump has tried to sway things in his direction, has everyone covering for him. And in this case, he was wrong. He started this with the politicization.
Go ahead, Corey.
Look, it's very simple. Look, to say the fact that she had to look up the term in a dictionary to understand what an empty barrel means, and to accuse a great 4-star Marine general who has given his entire life and his son's life for this country, to call him a racist is so out of bounds. She should resign immediately. She should disappear, and she should never be involved in elective office again.
Do you think it was out of bounds with the do you think the President of the United States of America is out of bounds for spending his time on Twitter calling her a wacky congresswoman? She was a mentor to the fallen.
Give me a break. A mentor.
Really?
She's
she has a mentoring program.
She has no role in elective office. That is not what our children should aspire to be. For her to use the term that General John Kelly, a man who's served his country with distinction for 40 years, is a racist,
no one is
to throw that
refuting
term around pejoratively. Well, where's the mainstream media? Where is their outrage with him?
I'm sorry, I only work here. I can't show up on CNN or MSNBC.
All right, listen, let's move on. We both agree that this whole circus is totally out of line, and Congresswoman Johnson really needs
doesn't think the
to
president's
stop it.
responsible for any of it.
Listen, we all know what happened. Now it's time to move on. Let's talk about a little conspiracy theory that's taking place over on MSNBC. Rachel Maddow attempted to blame President Trump's inclusion in the country Chad in his revised travel ban for the attack in Niger. Listen.
The government of Chad drove this very hard bargain with Exxon. They went after Exxon really hard. And yeah, the CEO of Exxon for most of this time was Rex Tillerson, and maybe that made him mad. They just blanket banned people from Chad. Nobody from Chad can get a visa to come here anymore. On Friday of last week, the government of Chad announced that they had completed the withdrawal of all Chadian troops from their neighboring country, Niger, where for years they have been fighting ISIS-linked Islamic militants. Well, right after that, that's when 4 U.S. Army soldiers got attacked by a large contingent of ISIS fighters in Niger.
So, Corey, I'm going to go to you and summarize because it is a little convoluted. She's saying that Chad, the country in Africa, got mad at ExxonMobil. Rex Tillerson at ExxonMobil then got mad at Chad. So then Chad got on the travel ban list. Chad pulls troops out of Niger. And then ISIS in Niger attacks American soldiers. So it's Bush's or Exxon or Rex's fault?
I think Trump's.
Well, right. So look, Jesse, this is the craziest thing. Once again, here's the greatest thing. Sean Hannity is so destroying Rachel Maddow in the ratings. That's why I didn't even see this clip until just now, because no one's paying attention to what she says anymore. Okay, that's number one.
Okay.
Number two, the travel ban is very simple. What the president has said and what this administration has looked at is, if we don't know who's coming to our country, and the information that we are not receiving from that country of who is trying to get a visa to come here, then it is a privilege and an honor to come to our great country. And if we can't find out who's coming, then we shouldn't let them in the first place. That is the job of the President of the United States, which is to keep its citizens
and Jessica,
safe of all enemies.
Jessica, you have the Russia conspiracy now the Niger conspiracy, the fake Melania conspiracy.
Oh, I like that.
I think President Trump releasing the JFK files is just in time for you guys.
Just in time for Christmas.
Quickly.
No, I don't agree with this one. I couldn't really follow it. The Council on Foreign Relations has put out some really great analysis of what actually happened in Niger and what is going on with Boko Haram in neighboring countries that has morphed into a form of ISIS. So I'm not with Maddow on this one.
Okay, that's all you have to say.
Well, I wanted to direct you to the Council on Foreign Relations.
Don't ruin it because you're doing so well.
All
Corey,
right,
Jessica, I got to run. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hollywood liberals slamming President Trump. One of the stars of Seinfeld, John O'Hurley, tells us what it's like living in enemy territory. Actor John O'Hurley is probably best known for his role on Seinfeld as Elaine's wacky boss, Jay Peterman, with memorable moments like this.
Jerry's got nothing. Newman's got nothing. You're the only one I know who's got the good stuff, and I need a bad baby because I feel like I got bugs crawling up my skin. Now, you gotta help me out.
Not on my watch.
Listen,
I will turn my office into a den of iniquity.
You have
Get your fix somewhere. Wet guns, Peter.
Mr. Peterman, what are you doing?
Elaine, you're out of control. You need help. I know what you're going through. I, too, once fell under the spell of opium.
But John is also one of the few conservatives in Hollywood, and he joins me now. Your character had some of the best writing. Was that Larry David, or was that a collaboration? How'd you guys cook that up?
You know, the character evolved over the
I guess 5 seasons that I was there. But it started off with just, he was, a simple cataloger. But then the lunacy of the character came in, and he just took off a, different end when he went off to Burma to find himself. And it gave the writers a chance to write in long form. So consequently, every show had what you just saw, one of these Peterman monologues that, started off with the best of intentions, but just took a left-hand turn somewhere.
And really captured the ridiculousness of the fashion magazine industry. The urban sombrero is one of my favorites.
What is that?
The urban sombrero. I put it on the cover.
Nobody sees the cover.
One of the great sight gags ever in the business.
So, a lot of the other players on Seinfeld, Elaine Bennis, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Larry David, the creator, and Jerry Seinfeld, Democrats. But the show never got political, and I thought that was probably one of the most appealing things about the show.
There were many appealing things about the show, and the most important was, and especially in this age, that it was about talking. There were no cell phones in Seinfeld. Everything was about engaging another person. Now, they were sitting in a booth, and it was about talking. And that's, in this world of divisiveness right now, when you're either this or that, it's like I've never seen a temper to this country like I have right now. And it makes me sad that I can't have my point of view respected by anybody else without them going into a spasm of disgust that I happen to have supported Trump. And I'm going, why can't you understand that people feel differently? That we don't, in Hollywood, have to walk like lemmings to the sea and follow each other off the cliff. I just don't get it. I think that we're a kinder and more gentler society than that, where we can engage people thinking differently.
If they made Seinfeld today, they'd probably have those people at the coffee shop not speaking to each other, just sitting here texting each other and tweeting.
I'm the first one to say that Seinfeld can't work today because the cell phone would have killed it.
Right.
It was about people engaging and thoughtfully engaging in minutia. People wouldn't even talk about minutia. There'd be half a conversation up to you like this.
That's right.
You wouldn't. The whole series wouldn't work in the same way. It was about the loneliness and the desperation and needing to vent.
But going back to what you were saying about the spasm of anger, why do you think Hollywood in particular and the industry has become so hostile to President Trump?
Well, I mean, traditionally they have always been a liberal. It's always been a liberal community.
This is different.
The
hatred and the hostility now towards this president.
I have never seen anything, and yes, exactly right. And to the point where even if you support this guy, it's a visceral anger that they feel.
You're a white supremacist if you support the president.
Absolutely, and I am called that every day on the internet. I mean, I've never seen the internet be used in such a cruel and vulgar way, and I will not give up my standards. I believe that we are a better society inside, that we can actually engage each other in intelligent conversation without having to slit the throat of the other person so that they can't talk.
Another big crime, now it's a crime coming out of the industry, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, it calls to mind that, we have enough sins in our own backyard that it's time for us to weed our own garden and stop being the moral barometer of everybody else out there. And it's not that I don't support people's constitutional right to support what they support. What I don't like is the silencing of an opposing opinion, because people don't all feel the same way. As Mark Twain once says, when there are too many people in the majority, it's time to change.
Right, well, you see that on college campuses all the time. Yeah. Conservatives
silencing the ability, and yet they think they're expressing their First Amendment rights. Well, they're not. Silencing another person's ability to respond or to speak in proactive is more of an offense. And I believe, and I think it's a sad road we're going down. It's an angry road, and I feel like we're an angry country looking for causes right now, and I think that's an interesting perspective on it. But I think it's a sad perspective on it.
Well, you're also now in a new movie.
New movie.
Doing very well. Swing Away. I think we have a clip right here.
What is that? The ancient Grecian rattle torture?
God and I both saw that, Mr. Henderson.
Really? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll deal with God later. How about a small donation to your church that says you didn't?
I'm afraid it doesn't work that way.
Come on, Padre. Do a little deal.
That looks pretty good. So tell everybody why they should see the movie.
It's a beautiful family film. You will laugh all the way through it. You see elements of a golf competition in there that'll bring back Caddyshack to you. The character is really great. And as I say, I had a chance to put this character together from scratch. And so I channeled Donald Trump for this role. But Donald Trump, not the president. I channeled the Donald Trump, the businessman.
Right, the guy that comes over and does the golf course and makes all the locals angry.
And he did this in the British Isles. But I thought when we were putting this script together and the character, I said, that's what, Donald is like a bull in a china shop. And he just bulldozed his way through. So I took this character and I, put him on steroids, and he's the worst thing you'll ever see, this character. But so much fun to play. And the nice thing was we had no script. I just said, let me talk. I know this character better than you can write him.
Well, the voice everybody knows, and I don't know if everybody also knows this, the National Dog Show. You do that, and it's on NBC on Thanksgiving. And how many people watch this?
We're upwards now of 30 million people.
30 million people watch the dog show.
We started this 16 years ago, and today it's now it's a family tradition.
Well, hopefully Watters World can achieve those ratings one day.
I believe in you.
John, thank you very much.
Great to see you, my friend.
Up next, Hollywood liberals coming for your guns. Just weeks after the most deadly shooting in modern American history, and Hollywood's liberal celebs are jumping on the anti-gun bandwagon, teaming up with former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg's group, Every Town for Gun Safety, and calling on Americans to reject the NRA.
Text REJECT,
REJECT, to 644-33. I'm calling to urge you to oppose the SHARE Act, which would roll back gun silencer safety laws.
It could make mass shootings even more deadly.
That would make mass shootings even more deadly than they are already.
I also oppose concealed carry reciprocity legislation.
I oppose the concealed carry reciprocity legislation.
That would gut our state's gun laws.
But is this the right message? And is it the right time? With me now, NRA spokesperson Dana Lash. So, Dana, they're talking about silencers and concealed carry. What does that have to do with Las Vegas?
That's a really good question, Jesse. Thanks so much for having me. Can we just get away from the whole formula where celebrities stare into a camera and they say the same thing over and over again, and they just these producers just cut and edit it? Because these are horrific. These ads are so bad, and these celebrities didn't even know what they were talking about.
You'd think with all like the Hollywood
terminology.
You'd think with all the Hollywood razzle dazzle, they might be able to put something a little more aesthetically pleasing.
Right, exactly. I mean, take it to DreamWorks, something. I understand the whole optics of it. They want to make it look like, look, everybody can do this. You can do this when you're sitting in your kitchen. That's fine. But none of this had anything to do with Las Vegas.
No. And it's also so hypocritical because all of these celebrities are protected by security agents that have concealed carry. And not just that, Dana.
That's right, Jesse.
Look at this. Julianne Moore, who we saw out there on the thing, she was in a movie Assassins, Children of Men, Kingsman, gun violence all over the place. And then who else? Emma Stone, Zombieland, the Spider-Man movie, Gangster Squad. Hundreds of people die in these movies with guns, and now all of a sudden they're lecturing us? It doesn't make any sense.
And in each of those movies, and I loved Kingsman, by the way, and I also loved Zombieland, it was good using firearms as the ultimate equalizer to fight against evil. But you're right, because every single one of these celebrities enjoys private security. Every single one of these celebrities has armed security at their filming location. So it's not that they're against all of this stuff, Jesse. They're just against it for regular folks out here in the rest of America that can't afford that private security. They're against them having Second Amendment rights of self-defense. self-defense.
That's exactly right. Now, something else that's percolating, something called murder insurance.
Works is that no one thinks about what happens after they're forced to use their firearm in self-defense. I mean, people do, but there hasn't been an organization that has been a pioneer in this the way that NRA is, that has answered this call. And so NRA Carry Guard is, because we live in a litigious society where criminals often and do sue their victims, and where you have prosecutors who are anti-defense that want to make a political statement, and so they sue good people who have done nothing wrong. Good people who simply use their firearm in self-defense. In a home invasion, in a carjacking.
Yes.
And Jesse, there are so many of these stories.
I've seen stories where people are sleeping at night and someone comes into their house to burglarize them. They get shot and then they get sued. So I guess that's what it's there for. So let's roll the ad. This is from Trayvon.
And that's what Carry Guard does. And you call them. They have a great. It's a great program. People can go and check it out at nracarryguard.com.
Okay, so this is the ad from Trayvon Martin's mother. Roll it.
They spend millions lobbying for laws that allow them to shoot first and stand their ground. But that just makes it easier to get away with murder. Now they're selling insurance that covers the cost when a gun owner kills someone and claims self-defense.
Interesting. So they used President Trump's image in that ad. Obviously, that's to gin up probably fundraising, but also emotion from the anti-gun groups. That was obviously very purposeful.
Yeah, this doesn't make sense. This ad is crazy, and the assertion is crazy. The premise is crazy. It's completely illogical. I mean, first off, there are a lot of black and white gun owners, a lot of black and white concealed carry permit holders, but the whole point is that if you have auto insurance, Jesse, you don't just go out on the freeway thinking, I can do whatever I want because I have auto insurance. That's not how it works.
No.
That's not how health insurance works either.
No, that is not.
It's never proven to work that way.
Especially the state troopers up here in New York. You go over about 10 miles an hour, they're going to pull you right over. Now, there was a story about you that I saw out there on the internet. You were moving. You were getting lots of threats. I just want to make sure, are you okay? Is everything okay with you?
Oh, we're fine. And you know how it is, conservatives, that's just kind of, there are a lot of people that experience the same thing. I think some of it was a little sensationalized, but no, we're fine. And thanks for asking. I appreciate the concern, but we're okay.
Okay, good. Thank you very much, Dana, and enjoy having you on as always.
Thank you, Jesse.
Diamond and Silk, two of my favorite ladies, are back in Watters World. Stay tuned.
God in the heaven above, no place what I do for a living, I really do. Oh, Houston, Houston means that I'm one day closer to you.
This week, President Trump and his political team launched an online petition to pressure the NFL to order players to stand for the national anthem. Also this week, former 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick sued the NFL, accusing teams of colluding against him. Joining me now, video bloggers and outspoken Trump supporters, Diamond and Silk. So, ladies, what are you guys doing on Sundays? Are you watching the NFL anymore?
Oh, no. Oh, no. We can't do that because as long as they continue to disrespect, we will continue to boycott until the last man is standing. They need to stand for the flag. That's right.
Okay, so the Diamond and Silk boycott is in full effect. So no Panther games, no Cam Newton. You guys go to church on Sunday. That's it.
That's it. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right. Now, if you guys were the owners of one of these NFL teams and you had a few kneelers on the squad, what would you do to the kneelers, owners Diamond and Silk?
First of all, this is how it would be. You either stand or we are going to fire you. That's right. And I will also tell them if you want to protest the oppression, go protest the oppressor. That's right. These Democrats that keep these cities oppressed. That's right. And as long as you kneel, we're going to give you the boot. That's right.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's probably what Jerry Jones was thinking when he told those players and the Cowboys, stand up or else. Now, I want to get your take on Halloween costumes, because people are saying these Halloween costumes are very offensive. I'm going to show you guys a picture. People are dressing up this year as a Border Patrol agent. Let's see if we can see that costume on the screen here. Yes. Now, do you guys think it's offensive on Halloween to be a Border Patrol agent?
No. And why would these left liberals politicize Halloween?
Right.
If they can walk around with vagina hats on, then anybody should be able to walk around with a border wall on.
That's right.
Okay, I'm glad you said that and I didn't. What about like a Native American costume? Someone wants to go with the headdress or something like that. People say that's cultural appropriation. Is it okay for people to dress up like an American Indian?
Well, listen, you know, I don't see anything wrong with it.
That's right. Add another feather.
That's right.
Mean, people dressed up like Cinderella. What's up?
That's right. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
All right. Well, now, what are you guys being for Halloween, by the way?
Diamond and silk.
We're going to be just diamond and silk.
That's right.
Okay, so you guys are already in costume. Perfect.
Yeah.
You took issue with Eminem. Now, as many of you know, Eminem attacked President Trump and had some really vicious things to say about the president. And you guys responded. Let's hear it.
Yo, Silk.
Yeah.
I know this mofo just didn't say that.
He said it.
Hey, yo, drop that beat. Trump's your president, so get over it. Stop crying like a baby and a little bitch.
You mad that Hillary lost. Diamond and silk trying to tell you that Trump the boss.
He's a baller, a shot caller. I hope he builds that damn wall 10 feet taller.
Wow, I mean, we even had to bleep you guys. What's going on with Eminem, guys?
Well, here's the deal. We don't care if you Eminem, if you Peanut, Cupcake, or Slim Jim.
That's right.
And when you come for the president, we will be coming for you. You will not disrespect us. You will not disrespect the president, and stop politicizing these shows. We tune in to hear a hip-hop award show, not for you to politicize anything.
That's right.
You guys are like the Secret Service for the president on the internet. Anybody acts up, you guys come at him with a video.
Yes, we will.
Most definitely.
We will do it with a vengeance.
That's right. We will reduce M&M to low-fat sugar.
That's right.
All right, now I heard you guys want to make a special announcement on Watters World. The floor is yours.
Yes, we are taking our Chit Chat live show to the road.
Yes.
So we want you all to visit diamondandsilk.com for updates. Chit Chat Live is going on the road, and we're so happy. And I think the first stop is going to be in Texas.
So we're coming to a city near you, so stay tuned.
Yes.
Okay, now what are you guys going to be doing on the road? Can we get a little hint?
Yes, we're going to be doing our Chit Chat Live. So it's going to be live with audience members.
Yeah.
And we're going to have fun. And we're talking to grassroots people. We have to keep this train moving.
Yes, choo-choo, baby.
And choo-choo is right. Am I going to have to pay a lot of money if I want to see you guys, or is it affordable?
It's affordable.
Most definitely affordable,
yes.
And it's nationwide?
It's nationwide. We're going on tour.
That's right.
All right. Well, listen, good luck. And if you're ever coming up to New York, I'd love to catch a show. Just make sure you comp me the tickets. Okay, ladies?
We got you covered, Jesse. We love you.
All right. Choo-choo, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Still ahead, President Trump's message to the victims of the hurricanes. If he says it, we will bring it to you live. And new video of what the border wall will look like. We've got the images next. Time now for some real news stories you probably did not hear this week. First of all, remember this?
We are building a wall on the southern border, which is absolutely necessary. Believe me, if we have to close down our government, we're building that wall. We are building a wall on the southern border. And we will build the wall. That I can tell you.
Well, President Trump keeping his promise. This week, we got our first look at 8 prototypes being considered for the wall. The prototypes are located along the San Diego border and are going to be tested on a number of factors, including how difficult they're going to be to scale, saw through, or tunnel under, and if their sensors will effectively alert Border Patrol agents if someone tries to breach the wall. And who's going to pay for it? Guess who? Students at the University of Wisconsin in Madison staged a die-in around an Abraham Lincoln statue on campus. Why? Because Lincoln owned slaves. Students want to remove the statue of Abraham Lincoln, the man who freed the slaves, because he once owned a slave. It looks like Chelsea Handler's going to have a lot more free time on her hands. Her talk show on Netflix has been canceled. Handler not really admitting she got fired. She's claiming she wants to spend more time devoted to political activism against President Trump. Now, I've actually never watched her show, but reviews were generally negative. One critic calling it the most narcissistic talk show in memory. But who am I to talk? CNN political reporter Daniela Diaz, who tweeted a video of President Trump helping Senator Mitch McConnell up the stairs of the White House, along with the video, this statement mocking the duo. That handlock between Trump and McConnell, though. What Ms. Diaz neglected to mention is that McConnell is a polio survivor, which can make walking stairs extremely difficult. Despite calls from people across the country, including her own colleagues, the tweet has not been deleted, and Diaz hasn't apologized. Speaking of apologies, back in July 2009, more than 20 members of Congress signed a letter demanding Fox News apologize for these comments made by Colonel Ralph Peters about Bo Bergdahl.
First of all, I asked a very senior military leader for a yes or no answer. Is PFC Bergdahl a deserter? The answer was yes. Our Army also knows that he left his combat outpost, he left his buddies in the hours of darkness, left his weapon behind of his own volition.
Fox wasn't wrong. Bergdahl pled guilty to desertion this week. So where are all the congressmen now? Are they going to apologize to us? I'm not going to hold my breath. We'll be right back with Ask Watters. Time now for Ask Watters. First up, Angie Wills tweets, "Why do you wear such bright colored jackets on TV? Sometimes I just stare at your jacket and tune you out." That's the point. When I don't have anything good to say, wear a flashy jacket. Next, Kate asks, "How do you keep your hair so fire?" We got a team of people up here. Takes a village. Flubber58 tweets, "What nationality are you, Jesse? You look like my cousin Burge." I'm not French. Anyway, that's it for us tonight. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And remember, I'm Watters, and this is my world.
Producer,